So to me, I feel like a lot of people have been waiting for an Android version of the iPad mini, and Samsung just released the new Galaxy Tab Active5 tablet, which is probably one of the most interesting new tablets I've seen so far for 2024. But is it enough to compete against the newest iPad mini? Well, let's talk about it. As far as the price goes, these two are fairly close. The iPad mini starts at $499 and the new Galaxy Tab Active5 is just under $550, although you can usually find the iPad mini on sale since it's been out for a while now. The iPad mini starts with 64 gigabytes of storage versus 128 with the Galaxy Tab. You can also get 256 gigabytes for the iPad mini. I believe you can only get 128 for the Galaxy Tab in the United States. It has sort of a rugged plastic back on there that you can remove to get to the battery, where the iPad mini is made of aluminum, just like most other iPads. The overall size of these two tablets are somewhat similar, but one big difference is going to be the weight. The iPad mini is quite a bit lighter at only 293 grams versus 433 grams for the Galaxy Tab. Obviously, the Galaxy Tab is more rugged and geared towards people working in more harsh environments. You can see the aspect ratio is slightly different. I feel like the Galaxy Tab's a little bit easier to hold since it's not as wide as the iPad mini. You've got an 8-inch LCD display on the Galaxy Tab with 1920 by 1200 resolution and up to 120 Hz refresh rate. The iPad mini has an 8.3-inch LCD display with 1488 by 2266 resolution at 60 Hz refresh rate. You can also see the Galaxy Tab has larger bezels on the top and bottom to make room for the physical buttons. Kind of hard to imagine you would have those buttons in 2024 though. I feel like the screen quality looks pretty good on both, but when you put them next to each other, the Galaxy Tab does look a little brighter and has better viewing angles. As far as the battery life goes, the Galaxy Tab Active5 lasted about 6 hours in my typical battery drain test versus 7.5 hours for the iPad mini 6. So plenty of power to last a day or two with mixed usage, even longer if you turn the screen brightness down. One major difference is you can actually remove the battery from the Galaxy Tab, which is sort of unheard of in 2024. But if you want the tablet with better battery life, you'll want to go with the iPad mini 6. Performance of the new Active5 tablet is a good improvement over the Galaxy Tab A9, but it's not quite up there with the iPad mini. As you can see here by the Geekbench scores, the iPad mini 6 has the A15 Bionic chip versus an Exynos 1380 processor. In the Galaxy Tab, you've got 4 gigabytes of RAM with the iPad mini versus 6 gigabytes for the Galaxy Tab. And if you're looking to do some gaming on your tablet, both do a pretty good job and are fairly easy to hold because of the smaller size. You could also do some video editing with the iPad mini if you would need to, but obviously the iPad mini 6 is going to have a little better performance and smoother gaming performance as well. Of course, when it comes to software, these two are going to be a little bit different. The Galaxy Tab comes with Android 14 versus iPadOS 17.4 on the iPad mini. Nice thing is you get a fingerprint scanner on both tablets. You've got it there on the physical home button for the Galaxy Tab and then on the power button for the iPad mini. The physical buttons are actually pretty nice to use on the Galaxy Tab, plus you can combine it with gesture navigation to sort of get the best of both worlds for Android. You also get an extra button on the side to use as an app shortcut for pretty much any app on the tablet. But software is definitely going to be a more personal preference than anything. To me, I like things about both. Good thing is you can use an Apple Pencil with the iPad mini, although it's not included, where the S Pen comes included with the Galaxy Tab at no extra cost. You'll notice the S Pen on here is definitely a little bit bigger than some of the other Samsung tablets, but it seems to work really good on here. You don't need to charge it or anything. It just kind of slides right into the case that's included with the Galaxy Tab. Nice thing is for the iPad mini, the Apple Pencil just snaps right onto the side when it needs charging. Again, kind of personal preference on which one has the better software and the better pencil or pen. I tend to lean towards the S Pen, even though there's no way to attach it to the tablet other than using the included case. You've got Samsung DeX on the Galaxy Tab. One downside to the Galaxy Tab, you can only connect it to an external monitor or TV wirelessly, or you can use an HDMI adapter with the iPad mini. Weird thing about the speakers is there's only one on the bottom of the Galaxy Tab, where you have one on each side for the iPad mini. But when you turn both all the way up, the Galaxy Tab actually sounds a little bit louder. It's just not as balanced as the iPad. One advantage for the Galaxy Tab is you have a headphone jack, which is something you don't get with the iPad mini. Here's a quick sample of each just to give you an idea of what they sound like. When it comes to cameras, you've got a 13 megapixel on the back of the Galaxy Tab, 5 megapixel on the front. With the iPad, you've got a 12 megapixel wide angle on the back, a 12 megapixel ultra wide on the front. One big advantage for the iPad is you can shoot up to 4K 60 frames per second for video recording versus only 1080p for the Galaxy Tab. If you're going to be using these for Zoom meetings or other video conference calls, you'd probably want to go with the iPad mini. Here's a quick sample of each just to give you an idea of what to expect. There's still not a lot of higher end tablets that are out right now, but as you can see, the new Galaxy Tab Active5 is actually pretty interesting. I feel like the performance is probably closer to the Galaxy Tab S9 FE, but it might depend on what you're looking for. I feel like the iPad mini 6 is still considered the standard as far as small tablets go, but I feel like as soon as Samsung makes a Galaxy Tab S9 mini or something similar where it's higher end specs, but yet is still lightweight and fairly thin, I know I'll definitely be getting one. If you like phone and tablet videos, I'm still working on quite a few more, so let me know down in the comments which comparison you want to see next, and keep an eye out for those upcoming videos. So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from clHYSYncHB Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.